Hi, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. I am Maurice Sr. I was supposed to be on the Zoom chat earlier today for Linette Warner's funeral service, but unfortunately, for technical difficulties, I was unable to attend. I'm here now doing a remembrance tribute for her that will be attached to her YouTube funeral feed, and it's a little bit like this, a tear for Auntie P. She first came into my life when I was about age 5 or 6. I have always wondered why people always call her Auntie P or Sister P, even though most of those persons were older than she was. But then growing up, I realized that it was the way she carried herself. She was self disciplined, she had self respect, she was poised, and she was also self assured. I remember her coming to grandma's house when I was a child, and she will come mainly as a disciplinarian for anyone who needed to be disciplined. She was also a great and a valid component in helping grandma to care for her siblings during those times. And I realized that people always seek her out for her advice and her guidance. I particularly remember how she and my mom Sharon used to vibe off each other. They would stay on the phone for hours and talk about their days or what's going on with their life, just to make sure that both of them or each other was at a good place. I remember at one point in time, Linette had trouble with someone at work, or someone at work was giving her a hard time. So she came and she spoke to Sharon about it. And the very next day, that person was thoroughly warned and the trouble stopped immediately. I remember I used to visit her at her home, and she's always taking care of somebody, a set of twins, a neighbor over here, a neighbor's child. She's always like giving and caring and taking care of someone. I remember that on Wednesdays it used to be her day off, and that's when she would visit my mom. So my mom would always prepare for her visits on a Wednesday. I think those days it's either her day off or she had like less hours to work in those days. I remember one night I was on my way home from work and my mom called me and said, "You cannot come home tonight." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Gunshots, are being fired." And I said, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do?" So she said, "Give me like 5 minutes, I'll call you back." She called me back and she said, "Auntie P said you should come by her house." When I went by Auntie P's house, she had a bath rag, toothbrush, marina, underpant, towels. She had everything that was needed for someone to stay over. I felt like I was on a mini vacation. Auntie P was not only living in a central area, she was a central person. Like a roundabout, where you go to the next direction. So you'll find that most people will find their direction or come to a stop there and then branch off to where they're going next. And to my belief, it's that a lot of people or most people should be thankful for Auntie P's input in their lives, so that they could have been successful, even myself. I remember when I first came to Canada, she was the first person to track me down and find out where I was living, under the direction of Lieutenant in charge, Sharon Endison, of course, and Auntie P was like a special constable behind everything. I remember that Auntie P exhibit great care and backing for her family members. I cannot forget how she wept when my mom passed, like a part of her was cut off. And for years, she said she could not have returned to visit my mom's home without her being there because it's the memories haunts her, and I truly understand that kind of pain. One thing I admire about Auntie P is that she's a great provider. She would uh, she would seize any opportunity that was given to her at any time to make things better for her and for her family. Whenever she comes to visit in Canada, she will always say, well, food is expensive in Jamaica. If it's even just one barrel, I want to hustle up and pack it and send it off so I can have something when I go down. And this is a good way of living. We call that zeal or tenacity. So she's always like hustling and doing whatever she can, whenever she can, wherever she can to survive. And there was no job that was too low for her or too degrading for her to do. She always seek out looking after other people, which those are two traits that combine with taking care of somebody: patience and compassion. Not very many people have those two traits, and those are two very heavenly traits. Of course, I must make mention of her fashion. She was like the queen of matching. Her blings, her rings, her earrings, her chain, everything match. Her dress, her shoes, everything match. And she always looked like the Queen of England when she steps out. So if you're not familiar with what I'm saying, just go through her pictures and you will see the way she carried herself. She was smart, and she did everything she could to achieve a better life and what she wanted for herself. The main thing I remembered about her personality was her laugh. Her laugh was always from deep inside the heart, and her smile was always genuine. I'm deeply hurt by the fact that this is a disease that we have no control over, that took her away from us. There's no cure for it, and that's so very sad. She's always using this phrase, God knows best, and I believe that God really knows best. I remember praying for her and checking in on her in the hospital. And the last message she sent me, I sent a message to her, asked her how she was doing, and she sent back and said, "It's rough, but me I fight it." And I know she gave it her all because she don't give up easily. I can sincerely say that she's gonna be truly